Howdy. How are you doing? I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood because the world is full of bad people. But you are not one of those people. You are one of the good people. And we're going to be chill together. And look at birds. I love birds. As you can tell by my hat, it's sort of what I'm known for in the friend group, and actually in the community, and in the greater metropolitan area, is my undying love for birds. It's real life Pokemon. How can you not like it? It makes you think more just about your life in general. You know, you have a choice to either be hungover in the morning or get up and go look for migrating warblers, that sort of a thing. So yeah, sometimes it makes me make better decisions. It helps me be kinder to the planet around me. But really, I just think they're cool. I just like looking at them and finding all the different ones and adding it to my life list. So I thought I'd take a look at Flock Around. I haven't even touched this yet. This game's like $5. A little indie game. I know it's a lot of multiplayer. You're supposed to jump in a room with all your friends and everything and go look for birds. But all my friends are dorks. They have like jobs and families and other friends that aren't me. I don't know why you need that, but they feel the need for it. So today it's just me and you. So get you a tasty beverage. Get to doing whatever you're doing. I always assume you're just like folding clothes or something, because that's when I put this stuff on. Folding clothes. Because that's the most mind-numbing thing imaginable. I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit, because holy moly, that looks so loud. Alright, let's get to it. So, customize appearance. Look at this little dude. Let's see. I might use the mouse for this. I like green. I like green a lot, but I'm hard at figuring out shades. Little green body. Look at that, little blue hands. I like that. He's cute. What else we got? Eyeballs. Left eye, right eye. Alright, how am I when I am on the hunt for a lifer? I feel like I'm zoned in, you know, just like really focused. I can't. Oh, yeah. Like you think you're gonna get past me, Cape May Warbler, that I heard the other day in my neck of the woods, but didn't actually get to see. And then he flew away and never came back and is probably somewhere up in Maine right now, just enjoying his little bird life, making little bird eggs. I like this. I like this setup. You know, it's like one eye in the binoculars, one eye laser focused on the birds. I'm going with that. But okay, so I've got the intensity in the eyes. We need some playfulness. Because I actually teach people how to find birds. I volunteer and I run a little bird club and teach people to go out and how to use binoculars, where are the birds, how do you identify them once you find them. So I talk a lot when I'm doing bird stuff. So I feel like, yeah, that feels right. Oh, I gotta. Okay. Oh, I bought the supporter pack. It's like an extra dollar, so I can be extra fancy. That looks like a Bird Collective hoodie. I'll take that. Hats. Secret hat. Yep. Done. Cameras. That's the important part. You got the gear. So I actually don't photograph birds. It stresses me out. You know, it takes what is for me supposed to be a very chill, relaxing hobby and makes it into something that makes me incredibly nervous because I'm worried I'm not going to get that perfect shot, you know? I'm going to be so focused on framing up the bird that I'm not going to appreciate the bird. And I get stressed. But, you know, in video game form, I'll loosen up a little bit. Alright. And accessories. Mustache. These are easy decisions. Okay. Alright. Let's play a game. Ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum. Lobby code only. Shared progression. Voice chat. Bird poop and shiny birds. Yeah, let's keep going solo. As every good bird trip begins, the outhouse. Okay, okay. I do like the spawn points in outhouse. I feel so small. These are the biggest outhouses I've ever seen. I wish the ones at the park were this big. But we have porta potties out at the wetlands. You know, so you don't have to hide your animal instincts once you get to the woods, you know. You don't have to go behind the bush or anything. All right, how do we do this? I hear a bird right there. That looks like a nuthatch. Beep. Did that count for anything? How does this work? L2, aim. R2, take a picture. Circle. Zoom in, zoom out. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounded like a nuthatch. Maybe a chestnut, though. Because they honk. Start. Field. Okay. Friends code. Got it. Yeah. You can duck. You can point. That's cute. You can point. You can wave. L1, R1, switch between binoculars. So your binoculars just way more. Oh, and he's gone. Way more powerful than the camera. I bet you get better cameras. R2. Looks like I can get a bird call, maybe. Which is very controversial, you know. If you're out birding, is it ethical to call in a bird? I say it's fine if it's not breeding season, right? Because breeding season, it's a little rude. If you're playing a bird song during breeding season, you're basically getting the little guy all worked up and excited for nothing, you know? He's spraying on the axe body spray, slicking back his plumage, and then he gets there and it's just a dumpy, balding, bearded white boy standing in the woods, staring at him. So, yeah, don't do it then. Do it during the wintertime or something, you know? Because then they're like, oh, another bird, yay. I'm so lonely. Red-breasted nuthatch, okay. I thought it was going to be chestnut. I want to see how many I can ID. I love nuthatches, though, you know? Although that behavior there, not super accurate. I'm going to call them out on that. Nuthatches are usually clinging to trees or skulking up the branches. They don't perch. They can. It's just not very common. Okay, and so you get Pokemon Snap rated. $125 for a picture? Heck yeah, I got money. What can I get for that? Let's see. Upgrade the camera. Utility upgrades. Hotbar scrapbook size. Upgrade camera. Warp totems. Oh, these are bird calls, so you bring in specific birds. Okay. I don't even know how many birds are in the game. Seeds. Attract nearby birds. We'll wait on that. How do you upgrade camera? Zoom. Man, stuff's expensive. All right. Well, let's get to finding birds. Left or right? What is this? I don't know. This feels like some sort of mist puzzle. Is there a guidebook? No. To show you what you have and have not found? It looks like it with the little... Oh, it's the share button. There we go. There we go. Okay. So it's showing you what biome you're in. Northern Flicker, pileated. That's what we got to get. All right, let's go. You kind of have a heck of a jump, man. You just sort of soar through the air. All right, so when I'm birding, I always like to try to get as high to the canopy as I can because that's where the birds are. So you look for elevation, right? Down here on the ground's fine, but the birds have the advantage. We got a duck of some sort. That's very hard to ID from that range. I'm very bad at duck IDs. They say to identify a duck, you say where the white is. And to identify a warbler, you say where the yellow isn't. I don't know if that's true. But it makes it easier. Hey! Northern Flicker. When they designed this, they did good. If you can ID them just by looking at their little models. Dun, dun. I don't know that call. For sure. Oh. Pileated? Yep. Well, it's hard to tell the size. That could be a pileated woodpecker. Biggest woodpecker species in America. They will tear your house up. Requires 5 stars to open. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, Miss Bradley, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I just want to look at birds. And I'm a big bird nerd, so I saw this cute little game for a few dollars. Let's see. Aha, American Robin. Mr. Robin Redbreast. There is a story that the robin got its red coloring from Tomorrow Man has connected. I am Tomorrow Man. I don't know. What did that say? Red-tailed hawk? Okay. Northern Flicker. I was right on that one. I'm not doing good on the photos, though. Pileated. Got it. First woodpecker ever. Pileated woodpecker ever. Uncommon. Okay, so it wants you to get them flying from basically every angle. Very locked into the game. I am. Anytime you put a bird in front of me, I'm just... it's all I can think about. Hyper focus. You know, hyper focus is a gift and a curse. For one, I can, like, ID every bird in my backyard by sound. But then I'm incapable of focusing on conversation with my friends or anybody else around me. Uh, Yellow warbler? Prothonotary? No, the wings are too light. Up, up. Oh, robin again. Okay. Alright. I gotta see if my ID was good. Can you run? Oh, yeah, you can run. Wah! Northern yellow. I was right. Yellow warbler. First guess was right. Prothonotary warblers have darker gray wings. Guidebook star bonus. Okay. Luckily, I don't think I have to worry about film. That's good. About out here at the water. Doing waterfowl is just impossible for me. It is so difficult. Mute swan. Right? No. Not enough black. I'm not even going to waste my time with those guys. Oh, I forgot I have binoculars that have higher zoom. Hey, yeah, you can follow if you want. I'd love that. I just like to be chill, relax. Too many people yelling and screaming at video games these days. I'm an old man. I ain't got time for all that yelling and screaming at video games. I just want to look at cool birds. Can I get... Oh. Can you get in the water? Yes. Can you get in the deep water? Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I don't know what that is. Eastern Towhee? Let's see. Figure out my About Me section is empty. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. That's why it's empty. Alright. Mute Swan, I was right on that one. Ooh, they like that. Could be bigger. Dark-eyed Junco? I don't know of a dark-eyed Junco with a brown back. I gotta go back to the shop. We gotta get this camera going. Because bird identifier? I don't need that. That's the fun part. Okay, we gotta get that zoom up though, because we gotta get some better. Where's my camera? Oh no! See, this is why I don't do taking pictures. It freaks me out because the stress you gotta keep up with your equipment. That's why I'm all binoculars all the time, man. Yeah, we're gonna look around here. It said if I have 5 stars, I can go unlock that thing up top. So let's go take a look. This is maybe you should try to be a little more quiet if you're trying to catch birds or find birds. Oh, it's a different biome. Okay. Red-winged blackbird. Easy. Whoa. Okay, there I am. It apparently thinks I'm screaming all the time. Okay, I gotta get that blackbird though. Come back, buddy. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. And that is the problem with Zoom. Ooh, that is definitely a hawk. Probably the red tail. The problem with Zoom is, now I'm going to give you a little birding advice, right? Whoop. I don't know what that is. Baltimore Oriole? Maybe? Sure. That's what I'm going to call it for now. The problem with Zoom is, you just saw it there in action. This is really good advice for new birders. Even experienced birders who like to have toys in the field, right? You don't want that much Zoom. Because birds are little, and they're flipping, flopping around just like this guy. Look, see how hard... Let me get my binoculars here. So I'm on full zoom here, right? See how hard it is to keep up? Now he's gone. It's too hard. And plus, most people were not all super steady. I know I'm not, right? I got a little bit of the arthritis. What's it? I got a little bit of the arthritis, so, you know, I'm a little shaky. Not the best. Most people, especially you know, because you're getting a few Red Bulls on the way out to the patch to do birding for the day. Keep the zoom simple. You want like 8 times zoom, right? So 4 time, that's not going to help you any. 8 time, that is where it's at. Okay. Anna's hummingbird? Oh, I don't have my... And I didn't have it. See? Again, why I don't do photos. You gotta flip-flop between everything. I'm going with Anna's hummingbird. But in my neck of woods, we only have one hummingbird, which is ruby-throated, so I'm pretty shabby on those IDs. Oh, does that say I only have 1 picture left? Okay, so we do have to worry about film a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. We have Mr. Redwing. Okay, let's see what we got. Osprey. Okay. I get it. I get it now. Varied thrush. I do not have those around me. I do not have that in my life list. Okay. Black-chinned hummingbird. Okay. Don't have those either. Not in my life list. I haven't got to travel for birding much. So everything I have is pretty much eastern US. Which is really good for migration. I didn't get out much this migration seasoning. Migration seasoning? Migration season. Life's too busy. But, this is really cute. This is really fun. I like this. I hear you singing. He's on my head. How do can I turn her? I want to take a picture of myself. I don't know that song. Kind of looks like maybe a... Not a golden wing, no. Butt shot. Oh, and whoa, helicopter mode activated. What was he? Let's find out. Townsend's warbler. I don't don't think I don't have one of those. Do I? No, I have Swainson's. Swainson's is what I got last year. And if you don't know, if you don't do a lot of birding, you don't have to keep a life list. You don't have to check off everything you've seen over the years. But I guarantee you, once you get out in the field with people and they start chatting about everything they have and haven't seen, the bug's gonna bite you. So I do recommend you can get Merlin. It's a free app, or eBird. It's a free app, and just start going ahead and marking off the birds you see in your backyard. Right now, a lot of mating season, a lot of breeding seasons winding down. Migration's done for spring. So what you're getting is still some babies, some fledglings hopping around, but, you know. Oh, little guy. Come here. I wonder if I walk slow. I wonder what the AI's like. Come on out. Come on out. I got you, man. No, 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 no. You are energetic, dude. You are energetic and shy. If you can see a bird, the bird can see you. What is he? He kind of feels like... That pattern kind of feels like chickadee, but... I don't know. Whoa! Is that a... This is testing my knowledge now, because... Oh no, I'm out of film. There's that osprey. Chickadee dee dee. That was a Carolina chickadee. I know that one anywhere. Oh, I can't develop film over here. So, what is in? I gotta run. I gotta run. There's stuff over there I need. But yeah, Merlin or eBird, that'll do it for you. They're just free little apps that'll... Varied Thrush, I already had him. I went crazy for a dude I already had. Ain't that just the way? Merlin and eBird, you can mark what you see in your yard. Merlin does identify birds for you based on the sounds they make, but it's not 100% trustworthy, you know? You're gonna want to learn how to do it with your eyes too. And if you want to take what Merlin found and put it on your life list just by sound, you can. But I would recommend you wait till you can identify the bird yourself by your ear to do it. Because, you know, it must be the age of AI. But, you know, the whole point of birding is a human and nature, or nature and a human, just enjoying each other's time. Man, I went crazy on that little guy. Blackpoll warbler, house finch. Yeah, that makes sense. Uncommon. How's a house finch uncommon? Okay. Maybe just in the game, not in real life. Because I can point you to about 50 right now outside my window. And people think IDing birds is hard, but half of the riddle is in the name, you know? Hey, a house finch, where are you gonna find that? Maybe a house. Where do you think you find a swamp sparrow? You know? Where are you gonna find a tree sparrow? Where are you gonna find a field sparrow? Most of birding is just looking at where you are. That's a red-winged blackbird. Call. I know that one. That's that guy. That's who we just heard. Oh, you can hear a little woodpecker out in the distance. This guy I don't have. Okay, got a few of him. That See, again, I just keep wanting to say Baltimore Oriole. American Redstart, maybe? Anytime you see orange, that's we only have two oranges where I am. Baltimore Oriole and American Redstart. Buffy with the Buffy color on the back of the head. Huh. This is really chill. There's not much to it, but it's pretty chill and relaxing. All right. At the black chin hummingbird again. Okay, I think we're ready to kind of move on, see what else we can find. Red-breasted nuthatch. Who's this guy? This varied thrush. He's my little nemesis right now. Black-headed grosbeak. We don't have those either. Man, I was expecting to be all impressive with my bird knowledge, but no. No, not right now. So far it's been slightly embarrassing. Slightly. I'm doing my best. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go check out the rest of the great blue yonder. I like to go birding at camping sites. Like park campsites. Because you get there early and people have campfires going. And the second that campfire smoke hits you, you step out of your car. If you're in my case, I've got a gas station sausage biscuit with mustard in one hand because I'm southern and that's how you eat a sausage biscuit. And in the other hand, I have my iced berry Red Bull, sugar-free normally. And the second that smoke hits you, you're just transported. You're in a whole nother world. A world where Trump's not president. A world where you don't have people constantly voting against human rights. A world where there aren't a bunch of people in lifted pickup trucks trying to run you off the road. You know, where are you? You're in the woods. You're where you're supposed to be. You're home. You're safe. You're not safe depending on where you live. If you live further east than me, there's bears. And that's not great. But you know what? I agree with that internet meme. I'd rather take the bear too, to tell you the truth. All right. I'm going to take one last little scope over this area. That's the hard part with birding, is knowing when to move on and when to stay in one place. I tend to listen. And if I hear the birds die down, oh. I like that feature, but it's slightly annoying when it's just me. And I would just want a good picture. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. See you later. Alright, have a good one. I got a little picture. I tend to just listen, and if the forest goes quiet in the spring, summer, I tend to move on then. Because usually in the spring you got a lot of territory going on. People are fighting each other off. The birds are fighting each other off. So if you're not seeing any action, odds are people aren't necessarily going to move into the area. Ooh, that was a woodpecker. Or the flicker, northern flicker, which is a woodpecker. Whereas it's very different in the fall and the winter time. Now, pretty much nothing makes noises in the wintertime. There's that northern yellow warbler. Look this way, buddy. Let me get a good picture. There we go. Okay. But in the fall, they're still pretty chatty, but everybody travels in feeder flocks, right? So birding in the fall, That was right in front of me and I totally missed it. Oh, it's him again. There's my old buddy. I guess I can look up and take a picture. The feeder flocks are just mixed species, all kinds of different species together. Usually with a chickadee lookout. Chickadees like to play guard for large flocks of birds, and they'll let people know if there's predators nearby, if there's people nearby. So if you hear chickadees in the fall, to find warblers in fall, go where chickadees call. Is a pretty dead on old dude saying. Okay. How do we get more stars? Get 50 stars. I already got you. You're good. Do you just grind birds? Am I just posting up and grinding different birds? Maybe you have to buy the different seeds and stuff. Oh, there's a little path back here. Maybe we'll make something happen. So far, each bird has the same behavior, which I don't expect them to model in bird behavior for every species, but when I'm teaching people to bird, I always point out that size is not a good ID indicator. Color, humans are terrible at telling color, so don't try to judge something by its color. But its behavior, where is it? What is it doing? If you answer those two questions, you've narrowed it down from the 1,000 species we have in America. You've narrowed it down to a handful in your area. Is it clinging to the side of the tree? Nuthatch, woodpecker, something like that. Is it on the ground? A thrush, like a robin? Is it soaring in a circle? You know, bird of prey or a vulture, something like that. Behavior is the number one ID that I always tell people to start with. Then after that, field marks. You know, not necessarily color, but where is stuff on the body? You know? Is it dark on the chest? Is there a black spot on the head? Is there streaks on the wings? Is the chest spotted, or is it solid colored, or is it streaked? Those are field marks. Those are super duper important. I am not spending thousands of dollars on a bird call because that takes away the fun. Bullock's Oriole. So half of these we do not have. Now, okay. What's on my real life list? American robin, of course. Woodcock, yes. I actually stood out in a field, freezing cold, at night, at sundown. These little guys, they do their mating dance. They shoot straight up into the air, and they look like little potatoes. And it's like little potatoes just shooting straight up into the air and spiraling down. It's absolutely worth freezing your butt off for. That happens in February. All right, so let's get some more birds. Let's get some birds. Buy some seeds. Buy some seeds. I'll buy some of each. And I'm going to upgrade my binoculars some more. Can I do that? Highlight players, don't need it. Highlight lifers. Okay, that is useful. Highlight birds, highlight players. I still feel like it's the camera. Film capacity, yes. Zoom level, yes. Let's do film again. Okay. Back into the field. We need... It said 50 stars to unlock the next area? Alright, where is that field guide again? Okay, this is my biome. Oh, Okay, there's a lot here I haven't seen. I thought I had already found everything. Uh, Bullocks, blue jay. How have I not seen a blue jay? Blue jay, black cat, chickadee. Come on, those should be everywhere. Ah, there's the chickadee. All right, buddy. Oh, I got a new zoom. I use that zoom. I get him in flight. Chickadee dee dee. Oh. I wish I could make calls with my own mouth into the microphone. That would be fun. There's a technique in birding called pishing. Pishing. I know it's called pishing because you're supposed to make a pish sound, but we could come up with something a little more scientific, I think. But depends on the person. I don't really do it. But you go psh, 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 psh. Noise like that. It simulates like an alarm call in the area, and it gets birds to kind of come out of hiding and take a look at you. Again, is that ethical? Is it like playing a bird call? You know, the birds don't seem to mind it, but I wouldn't do it too much. In fact, I just straight up don't do it, but everyone's different. Hidden zone. $240 to go into Secret Magic Cave. Okay. I keep expecting this to be like those cozy games that are actually horror games the entire time, and they just don't tell you. Okay. Might as well drop off my pictures while I'm there. My black cat chickadee. Yeah, I'm definitely not collecting stars, that's for sure. Woofa doofa, man. There we go. Side front flying back. Okay. 21 stars. 150. Man, they make you put in the work on this. I could try that seed. I bought that seed. How does that work? Blip. Okay. All right, we do have a good little field guide here. Turdus migratorius. My favorite Latin name for a bird. Copper-breast thrush. Yeah. You can play the... That is not what a robin sounds like. At least not in my neck of the woods. But robins can have regional accents. All birds can have regional accents, which is pretty fun. A bird that's all the way across the U.S. is going to have a different accent in the eastern United States than they would in the western United States. I went to California not too long ago, and there were common birds there that I'd seen a million times before, and but I just couldn't recognize their calls anymore. Oh, they're getting funny. Okay, if you're having trouble finding them, you should reconsider your choice of hobby. Yeah, true. However, you don't know what you don't know. If nobody's ever taught you what a robin is, then you can't ID a robin. Somebody's gotta teach you. More repetitions of D at the end of their call signals for the black-capped chickadee signals the presence of more threatening predators. I've heard that too. I've never heard like a scientist say that, but that's that. I like to believe that's true. Got some bush tits. Don't. Just don't. You're better than that. You're grown. You're mature. Come on. Come on, just look at the bush tits. stop giggling, okay? The dark-eyed junco. Maybe it's a coloring difference, because they are not that color in the east. Northern flicker. Okay. So they just got little. You're gonna want to look for the red breast, definitely not the nuthatch. Very funny. Alright. Let's earn some stars. I guess I should go back up to that blue or pink island. Seems like the birds get way closer up there than they do down here in the woodlands. Fly. Fly, you fool. Alright, well. Take what I can get. Alright, there's that varied thrush. There's 2 of them. It's gonna take 8 million pictures of by accident. Oh, get him in flight. Get him in flight. That was bad. What about you? Zoom out a little bit. Again, we talked about zoom. High zoom is not always better. Once these birds start taking off, man. Oop, wrong bird. Once these birds start taking off, ooh, that's money. That's money. And hopping around the trees. Oh, that's a magnolia. Right? Magnolia warbler? Maybe. Hopefully, I don't want to look too dumb. I have 4 pictures left. Let's throw out some seed. How do inventory? Blue seeds. Black seeds. Does that just attract the color of bird, maybe? Let's see. Wah. And now, we wait. Oh. That was the black-chinned again. Already got him. That's when you know you bird too much, though. You do this thing where you'll see a bird and go, oh, I've already got that bird. And you'll just move on. You'll run. Sometimes you forget the love of the game, right? Which is, I just want to look at birds. And that's what happens when you put a camera in your hand. That's why I think when you start birding, leave the camera at home. Just binoculars. Just binoculars. That's all you need. Because otherwise, oh. Please do not do this in real life, was the achievement name for that, which I completely agree with. Alright, can I get closer to the little guy? Oh, he already ate all the seeds. Okay, that was good. Baiting birds. Definitely unethical. Trying to bring in birds with food in the woods, or a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people get caught trying to get owls by, like, tying mice up on a string and, like, leashing them to the floor so the mouse just kind of runs in a circle. Brings in the owls. Like, no, come on. We're better than that. We can make better choices. So, maybe you can fish, right? Maybe as long as it's not in breeding season, you can play a bird call to try to bring them in. Never feed. Ever. Come on, that's money. Give me at least 2 stars. Perfectly centered could be bigger. Townsend's already got. Okay. Alright. We're getting stars. I am disappointed at how long it's taking me to get stars. Hello, guy. Oh, I'm supposed to take pictures of their back too, I think. Whoa. There's that zoom again. Zoom is not always your friend. Well, this game's cute. It's super cute. I could definitely see this being more fun with friends. You know, if you just got a bunch of bird nerds sitting around in one room arguing about birds, that could be great. As it stands, just whoop. I kind of look like a kestrel. What was that? Peregrine falcon. Heck yeah. I do have one of those. Not common where I am at all. He was nested under a bridge. And people came from all around to see that thing. There was an attempt. Peregrine falcon, fastest bird. The fastest bird. Whoa. Those things can dive bomb like. I think they're pretty common in like New York City and stuff where they perch on skyscrapers and then there's that pileated again. Perch on skyscrapers and then just dive bomb songbirds. I'm tempted to find out if there's fall damage in this game. Wait, I have 25 stars. Was that enough to open the... What sounds like a UFO? Alright, I think that might be enough to open up to the wetlands over there. Which I love wetland birding. The diversity when you go wetland birding. That's where it's at. Because it really is, it's all about location, location, location when it comes to birds. You want a variety of habitats, you know? Man-made structures will bring in an entirely different set of birds than just pure nature, you know? Tall grasses will bring in an entirely different set of birds than dense shrubs. Everybody likes something different. They all have their own personal preferences, so just go. If you can find a place like on the edge of the woods, on the edge of the tree line, that's really where you want to start birding, because the birds have a choice. Do they go into the woods, start picking at leaves and trees, you know, whatever they can find in there, or do they come out to the field where they're going to scavenge bugs and things like that on the ground? Especially if it's overgrown, you're going to get the sparrows, and that they'll be moving back and forth to the tree line, to the field, to the tree line, to the field. And that's really one of the best first places to try to find birds. The worst place to start birding is the woods. Especially this time of year, they are going to just constantly 50 stars. I don't think we're hitting that today. But I... Whoop. Ha ha ha. There's your anise. Come on. Heard a loon. Hello, guy. The woods, the leaves, right? Birds know you're there. They know you're there. If you can see a bird, they can see you. And during this time of year, they're just going to scoot their little bird butts behind a leaf. You know? You're not going to get nothing. You have to be... You need some experience under your belt to, like, ID by ear. Like, this time of year, I'm almost exclusively birding by ear, because I don't just want to look up at a bunch of leaves for hours at a time to maybe get the slightest tail feather kind of poking out. And there are people, especially what I notice with these young birders now, these kids coming up, right? Because birding is becoming incredibly popular. What I notice is people aren't counting herd birds. on their life list. And that is something I'm going to get on my soapbox here. And I'm going to close out with my you should count herd birds soapbox. Which is anytime you're going birding, you are introducing yourself into a habitat where you don't naturally belong. You know who does belong there? The birds. You are an invasive species to these birds. We're supposed, the way everything's been, adapted over hundreds of years. We are in houses, they are in woods. Now, not always, but when you're there, you're a rogue element, and you change the bird's behavior. Right? They're gonna act different around you than they would if they were alone. So you're immediately throwing them off just by being there, and I think that's something people should be aware of. And you might hear a bird that's not on your life list, right? Pileated. Come here, buddy. Sorry, pileateds are one of my favorite. I find woodpeckers to be lucky. I don't stop birding unless I see a woodpecker. If I don't get a woodpecker, I'm not stopping. But yeah, so let's take this pileated for example, which you can probably see a pileated wherever you are. They're absolutely enormous. If I heard one in the woods, and I do not have one on my life list, did someone poop on me? What is the more humane thing to do? What is the more ethical thing to do, right? To get it on my life list. Do I go traipsing through the woods, disturbing everything, flushing everything up, and potentially exposing its nesting site just to get a look at it? Or do I let it do its bird thing in the woods, in the trees, in its home, without running up on it and scaring it off? Just to be able to mark it off on a list, you know? Count herd birds. It's fine. It's okay. You don't need to always just get in the bird's business to enjoy the bird, you know? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're on and I'm out. I'm out of photos. That's how I feel. Like, an American bittern, or any kind of bittern. These are birds that mimic reeds in a wetland or a swamp area, right? They got these long necks, and they'll stand in the field and they'll stick their neck straight up, right? And they'll hide. They'll hide and they'll wave kind of like they're a reed, you know? And if I hear one, which they're usually really quiet, so you might not, but they're such incredibly difficult birds to catch. So should I go traipsing out into the wetland and scare him up just so I can get a glimpse of him? I was with a group of people who did do that, and I got an amazing view of him as he flew over my head, like just a few inches above my head. But the thing is, that bird was scared. We scared him. He was scared. So, I don't know. I don't love it. Count your herd birds. Leave the birds alone. If they don't want to come into your zone, if you can't get a clear view and they don't want to come into your zone, be happy for what you got. You got a little call. So yeah, there's my soapbox. Bob White is my personal example. Bob Whites are very, very threatened where I am. They are their habitat's been completely destroyed. So I counted Bob Whites even though I've never seen one, because their territory is so narrow and thin anyway that the last thing they need is me jumping in there and trying to rustle them up with their exposing their babies to any predators that might be nearby or anything like that, you know? Man, they're getting me stars left and right. Alrighty. Can I open this? Has this been here the whole time? 150. Alright, well, I could stand here and photograph the same 8 birds over and over and spit bird facts. Um, but instead, I'm gonna call it a day. I had fun with this. This is only a few dollars. It's very cute. I think I'm gonna introduce it to my bird club, and maybe we can all just use this as a way to meet up and catch up on what birds people have seen. I think that would be fun. I've got one person that is traveling the world right now looking at birds, and I need to catch up desperately. But anyway, check this game out. It's cute. Play it with your friends. Learn about birds. It's got a little, it's got a field guide in there that's going to tell you about the birds. You know? I mean, not too much. It's not going to teach you how to ID them or anything, but it gives you something to stick in your head. So, anyway, hope you have a wonderful time. Thanks for hanging out. Hope your laundry's done. Time to go cook dinner or whatever. But until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it. I'm still going. Got hit twice. It won't end the stream. That's fun. I keep hitting end stream over and over, and it's not doing that. So, there's that UFO sound again. It doesn't want me to stop talking about birds. What is that? Oh! Shiny bird. Okay, well, you gotta end on that, right? You gotta end on that. Maybe, is that gonna give me 1,000,000 stars? So I can move on. First shiny. Alright, everything I said still stands. Have a good time. As soon as I figure out how to end this, I will. This is terrifying. It's like perpetually stuck in the machine. Okay. I'm perpetually stuck in the machine. There's nothing I can do about it. I will forever be the bird guy. Stuck in the world. And there's no option to end it there either. I'm old. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. I'm just a little guy. You know? That's all I am. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to close out Streamlabs. Bye. Bye.